So you're a source player in the game of life, which is a mind game. A game that you have created for yourself to have a great experience. And of course, the better you master your mind, the better of an experience you can have. The better you recognize the truth of what this life really is, the better of an experience you can have. And the more you want to have this clarity, and the more you need it, the easier it's going to be for you to do the work, no matter the cost, so you can experience that freedom. And it's very difficult to understand to what degree that freedom really can be experienced unless you are experiencing it. It's a totally different life. It's a totally different way of dealing with your problems and yourself and whatever it should be. Because at that point you know how the game works. You know who you are. You know how to deal with your problems. You know what you can have in life. Compared to on a low frequency where it's all just a big mystery. On the highest frequency you have reached a level of clarity that is complete, where you just see it for what it is. And you can say that the truth is so beautiful that you could never even dream about it. It is absolute perfection. And those are the type of ways I would have to describe it. And now in this video I'm going to try to explain what that truth really looks like. But you might not be able to grasp it that well, but you might get a good glimpse of it. Essentially, you are experiencing the world, the playing field. And as a part of your experience, which is going to determine how you are experiencing this playing field, is your mind. Your mind that is observing consciousness, which can be described as ideas and concepts and perspectives. And it's an infinite consciousness. It's an infinite matrix of all types of ways of perceiving things, looking at things, thinking about whatever it should be. And within this infinite consciousness, you can pick and choose what you want to think, which is going to be what you experience. But on a low frequency, you don't really know who you are. You might think that you don't deserve a great life. Or you might think that you don't deserve happiness. Or you might not even understand that it's about happiness. It's about living a great life. So you might explore the consciousness that resonates more with what you feel like you are worth. And as you get tired or upset or frustrated with that low frequency life, and maybe start to get the idea that life can be a lot better, then you might want to look for higher frequency consciousness that you can use as your subconscious programming. And like I said, in the consciousness you will find everything. Any type of concept of freedom, or lack of freedom, of course. And you can pick and choose whatever you want as your subconscious programming. So when I say doing the work, I mean recognize what you want and pick those things out of the consciousness. If you want to forgive all things in all dimensions and realms, in every aspect of your life, then you pick that thing. And then you let that sink in and become your subconscious programming. And certain big pieces of consciousness like this needs more maturity to fully step into, to have a successful subconscious programming of more complete, ultimate pieces of consciousness like that might take more time, especially since you're already in a lower frequency. But by recognizing that that is what you want and telling yourself that you're going to step into that consciousness and have it as your experience, then that is what you will do. That is what you are doing at that point. And it will sink in and it will become real. And yeah, it might be a little process, and it could last for, a minute if you're already very mature and high frequency, but you wouldn't possibly be high frequency unless you had forgiven. So it might take a week or a couple of weeks. And in those weeks, you would encounter situations where you realize that here is just another thing I need to forgive. And since you are so determined to experience that level of forgiveness, ultimate forgiveness about all things, then you will want to do that work and rather be in forgiveness. And there are many big, ultimate pieces of consciousness like this. Like, for example, the experience of knowing that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. That is simply a thing, and you can choose to step into that thing and have that as your experience. So doing the work is essentially you becoming aware of what you have right now, for so to transition into what you want instead. And since you might have a lot of things right now that you don't consider so beneficial, then it just means that there might be a lot of work to do. But that's okay. If you're determined to experience ultimate clarity and freedom, then you will probably be willing to do that work. So you are source, you're experiencing consciousness, which you can use as your subconscious programming, and that will be your experience. You can pick and choose whatever you want, and you will become very good at these transitions. It will become something that you can do in a second. And there you have it, the game. Clean up all of the mess that you might have created over the years. All sorts of illusions and misconceptions about all sorts of things. So you can be free. And of course, the better you understand who you are, the better you understand what you deserve, the easier it will be to do the work efficiently and to go straight for the thing that you ultimately would want, instead of doing a lot of work with things that isn't necessarily so freeing. So know what you want, which would probably be 9/11, ultimate clarity, highest frequency, ultimate empowerment, and go for it.